In today's session of Divorce Court, it took only 1 week for Wendell to know Nancy was the woman he wanted to marry. But 1 month after she said yes, the trouble started.
Once you said, I do,
he flipped out. We were married a month when he left.
So what was so bad about the relationship a month after marriage that you were like, I'm out of here?
I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do.
Oh, come off of it.
Now Nancy's bridesmaid, Belinda, is with Wendell.
Oh, this is the one he ran off to sleep with after me.
And Wendell's best man, Ed, is with Nancy. And today, they all face off in divorce court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Mablean Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Wendell Tucker versus Nancy Tucker. The paper and the ink hasn't dried on the marriage certificate. What would make you want to end a marriage after 4 months?
Oh, I had nothing to do with it. Absolutely not.
So you're not ready to end it, Mrs. Tucker?
Oh, I'm ready to, but it's his decision. I had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with it.
So you're ready to. Why are you ready to?
Because I'm not going to force him into staying somewhere that he's going to put me through hell, basically.
So it's your decision to end it already?
Yeah.
Why, Mr. Tucker?
I fell out of love with her. She treats me like a child.
You fell out of love in 4 months?
Yeah.
Why do you mean she treats you like a child?
She treats me, it's more like a mother-son relationship than a
And what did you tell me on the
husband-wife.
honeymoon?
So she's acting
what
like
did
a
you tell
mother.
me on the honeymoon? That you liked not having to think about anything? Yes.
No.
Well,
Yes.
explain to me when you say she's acting like a mother. What? What is she doing?
She makes me. She won't let me hang out with my friends. She makes me
Oh,
go.
please.
She makes me do what she wants me to do.
Like what?
Go to work. Go to work
Oh,
that
she
I
makes
hate.
you go to work and
She
you
makes me
want
go
to
to
go
a
to work?
job that I hate that she made me get.
I didn't make him pick that. That's what he went and did. That was where he went.
So what did you tell him?
All I said was we were, for the first month we were together, neither one of us worked. We were living at my parents' house. I didn't have to work if I didn't want to. That's my parents.
You're
I was
so
going to
lucky.
school. We were married a month when he left. It was a month and a day, actually. Because I wouldn't let him play cards. I asked him to take the trash out and talk to me for 10 minutes. That was really rude of me.
Come off of it. He didn't leave because you told him to stop playing cards.
That's when
and
all of
take
a
the
sudden
trash
all
out.
hell broke loose.
Oh,
We were
Mr.
fine
Tucker.
until then. Not an argument.
Now, you're
it was
young,
big.
but you're not that young.
No,
You didn't leave because she told you to...
It was a lot of things, Your Honor, that built up to that
Please
point.
tell
That you
me
never said
that it
anything
wasn't
about.
playing cards and taking the trash out.
It was a lot of things. Not being able to do what I wanted to do.
No,
Let
pay my
me ask you
insurance.
something. You lived together a year and a half at your parents' house or at your own place?
Well, a year and 3 months at my parents' house.
So
And then
who
the
was
rest of it
paying
was at
for
my
the
house.
rent?
Neither
Your
of
parents
us.
or you?
We don't have to pay rent. I mean,
So
there's
your
no way.
parents were taking care of everything?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, not everything.
Yes.
They gave us
Yes.
a place to live, but the food was ours and our cars and all that junk was ours.
You had to pay for that? And you were able to do that together for a year and 3 months?
With
But
very,
once you
very
said,
few problems.
Once you said, I do,
He flipped out.
it changed.
According to him.
So this is the situation
see
where
it.
marriage ends the relationship. As long
Basically.
as you're living together, it's okay?
Yeah, we were fine until, I mean, we had little arguments. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, everybody argues about something, but never, ever as big as then. And we were actually,
Well, wait a
I
minute.
thought our relationship was better when we came home from the honeymoon than when it was before.
Why did you think it was better?
Because I wasn't a nervous wreck because of my parents anymore.
So you had moved out of your parents' house?
Uh-huh.
So what was so bad about the relationship a month after marriage that you were like, I'm out of here?
I mean, I was just not what I wanted. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do. If
Well,
I
why
wanted,
didn't you figure that out in a year and a half you were living together before you married her?
I don't know.
Because he had a car that was free.
I
and he
think
had
after you
responsibilities
married
that were
her
free.
and you moved to your own place, you had to pay some bills and you didn't like that.
No, I was paying the bills anyway. No.
As soon as the car changed in his name, I think is what did it.
What do you
No,
mean
that's
by
not what
that?
did it.
Oh,
That's not
my
what did it.
aunt gave us
I told
16
you-
grand to buy him a car,
I
which was
told
originally
you
in my name.
the time
and
I
gave it-
left.
And did you give it to me?
I told you didn't want
Who
it.
pushed me into a
You
wall
didn't
over
want
some
it.
keys?
Who tried to take
You
the
pushed
keys?
her into a wall.
If you
over
didn't
some
care
keys.
about the keys
She
and you didn't
wouldn't
care about
let
the
me
car,
leave.
it wouldn't
Okay.
have mattered to
All
you,
right,
would it?
I need to get some order.
She wouldn't let me leave, and we got into a.
Oh, you know what? I'm about sick of this. She wouldn't let me. You acting
Now, look,
like you don't
no,
have
I'm
any
serious.
control over your life.
This time, I was wanting to leave. She took my keys and would not let me have them. We ended up fighting over the keys.
But you also
pushing
told
each
me if I
other
wanted
into
to
And
already
why
have
wouldn't she
it.
let you leave?
That's all her.
Why
I
wouldn't
don't
you
know.
let him leave?
I was not letting him leave with the car. If he was going to be a child and leave me with all these bills and not care and be going and running around with everybody,
so you would let him
keeping
leave
the keys
with the car?
Right. Because the only reason it's in
to.
his name, yeah, he could leave anytime he wants.
I've told her several times if she wanted the car, all she had to do is take it. And
I did. I took the keys.
But she took the keys.
But she gave them back. She would.
After you slammed me into every wall and pried them out of my fingers.
And you didn't do nothing to me. I ain't got scars on my chest from you scratching the hell out of me.
You got scratching the what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm just going to let you push me into a wall. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
No, that
I
ain't
should just let you push me into a wall.
You should have just let me have the keys or let me out the door.
So you all were fighting
then you
over
shouldn't
the
told
fact
me
that
I should have the car.
I told you you could have the car. You can still have the car.
And I took the car.
You can still have the car.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
Then how come the settlement papers are like the way they are? Oh, no,
Because I need a car.
Is that settled already?
Somewhat.
I don't want to talk about it. You have somebody named Belinda in the courtroom?
Oh, this is the one he ran off to sleep with after me.
Oh.
I have not slept with her.
Now see, now we're getting to it. Your wife says that you left in a month because you were no longer in love with her. You were in love with Belinda.
No.
And you ran off with Belinda.
Even if she was your best friend's girlfriend.
Excuse me, who are you?
Belinda.
Belinda what?
Long.
Belinda Long. Miss Long, what relationship do you have with these people?
Before all of this took place, I was friends with both of them.
You were friends with both?
I paid for her to be in my wedding, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you were in the wedding?
Yes.
A bridesmaid?
And yes, ma'am.
Maid of honor?
No.
No.
Oh.
But we got stuck with someone for that.
Wendell and I have never had a relationship like she makes it out to be.
Well, what is it?
It's a friendship. He needed a friend.
How close is the friendship?
24/7 up each other's
No,
tushes, basically.
that's not true.
Yeah.
Well, you define it.
Until Brooke slipped out.
Mrs. Tucker, I asked Miss Long a question.
Go ahead.
What's your last name?
Tucker.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I asked Miss Long a question.
And I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
How would you define your relationship with Mr. Tucker?
It was just a friendship. I was there for him at a time when he needed someone to talk to and didn't really have anyone else.
And when did this start?
After he left.
When after he left?
The night that he left, he came and stayed where myself and my boyfriend and Ed and another girl was staying.
So the night he left, he ran to your arms?
I didn't come to her. I come to my best man who's sitting on her
So all
side.
of them were living together?
No, we weren't living together. We were just together that night hanging out.
I was there and nothing happened. We played
Who are
cards
you?
just like I said.
Who are
Ed.
you?
I'm Ed.
Who told you to talk?
Nobody did, man.
All right,
I'm sorry.
I'll get to you in a minute,
Okay.
please. Now, don't talk until I ask you to talk.
I'm sorry.
I won't get to you. Joe will get to you. Ms. Tucker, why do you think that they had an affair?
Well, basically, I do believe that they told each other they loved each other. You don't usually tell people they love each other.
Did you hear that?
I heard it from his mouth, and I heard it from hers.
They both told you that they loved each other?
heard me
When I
say
came
that
to your
I
house
loved
and you were
Wendell.
all crying that everybody was mad at Wendell.
No, I have never said that.
You told me about that discussion, Belinda.
Okay, but what other than that, what makes you think that
they
they had an affair? You just think it?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, she
just thinks.
Doesn't surprise me.
She thinks about everybody.
When divorce court returns, Wendell's best man Ed testifies about their relationship and the night things got out of hand.
Were they in love then?
Yeah.
So what happened a month after marriage? Do you know?
I mean, they've had arguments, and I've been there for arguments. But after that one particular fight, it just seemed like he was ready to go.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce court is back in the case of Wendell Tucker, who left his wife Nancy after only a month of marriage because he says she's more like his mother than his wife.
Okay, step forward, Ed. Ed, what's your last name?
Ed Stewart.
What can you tell me about this situation? You were over there talking so much, I'm gonna give you a chance to talk. What happened to them? Did you know them when they were living together with their parents and not married?
I knew him from the beginning. I was there.
Were they in love then?
Yeah. I thought they were. From what I saw, they were, yeah.
So what happened a month after marriage? Do you know?
I mean, they've had arguments, and I've been there for arguments. But after that one particular fight, it just seemed like he was ready to go. He was unhappy.
What one particular fight?
It was a group of our friends over at their house, and we wanted to play cards. And Nancy didn't want us to play cards.
I wanted you to play cards. I didn't want them to play cards right then. I asked for 15
Nancy,
minutes.
you're a little bit controlling, huh?
No.
Yeah.
I wanted you to take out the garbage so that it got out by 6 a.m. because I knew if once you started cards, it wouldn't get out. And I wanted 15 minutes because I thought I was pregnant and I wanted to talk to him, which was really selfish of me.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. Why did he have to take out the trash right then and there? He has a group of friends over.
I told her I would.
Wouldn't get, because see, the thing is when they come over like that, they all stay, everybody stays up all night, and then he ends up passing out about 5 o'clock in the morning, and it wouldn't happen.
You all just got married too young. You should have kept living with your parents, because they were doing everything and telling you what to do. They probably were taking out the trash.
No.
And you didn't have to worry about it.
I didn't see my parents.
Neither one of you was ready for marriage. That's the problem here. We got that straight. Anything else you want to tell me, Ed?
He told me one time that when he got married, he was looking for a wife and not a mother.
So she was too motherly for him.
I guess. I mean, that's what I can figure.
I'm
friends with both of them. I just want all this to be
on
over
our honeymoon.
You know,
all right.
So I want everything to go back the way it was.
And you're a neutral person, and you can remain friends with both of them.
Yeah, I can.
All right, that's fair. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it. So he told you he wanted a mother.
He told me he liked not having to worry about anything. He liked knowing that everything was taken care of when he came home.
Well, you know, liking to know that everything is taken care of when I get home doesn't necessarily mean you tell me what to do when I do get home.
I don't. I really don't. I do not. I ask you to do something.
You still do. You still page me 24/7. What are you doing? Where are you at? Are you coming over? Will you come over?
Is that right?
I've talked to him since, but we've supposedly, after that discussion on my porch, what did you say?
How many times do you page me a day?
All right, this marriage is over. It's clear.
Normally.
So maybe before you go into the next one, you'll go into some counseling and realize that marriage is not motherhood. You have to get a child to be mother.
Before married.
All right. And maybe you'll realize that marriage is a responsibility.
I don't plan to get married.
And you'll think about it before you get married as opposed to 1 month afterwards and decide. You'll check her character out and decide to see whether she's motherly or whether she's what you would like her to be before you marry, as opposed to 1 month afterwards. Living together with somebody for a year and it took you a month after marriage to figure out that she was motherly and controlling. Please, you knew it beforehand. You probably did like it. Then all of a sudden you decided you didn't want it.
No.
I was actually worse when we were in my parents' house because I had to be more because I had to keep my parents' rules.
So what do you want from this court other than the divorce?
I want my uncle's watch, my great uncle's wedding ring, basically.
What is he doing with your uncle's wedding ring?
My aunt, who's like 90 and old and crazy, gave it to him when she gave him the watch.
Don't you call her crazy?
Oh, she calls herself crazy. It's okay. She
Well,
talks
it's
to food.
okay for her to call herself crazy, but you don't do that. That's rude.
But she gave it to him to wear because at the time he didn't have a wedding band, and it turned out it didn't fit. And the watch was my uncle's watch. It's from like 1920s in Austria.
So your aunt gave your husband the ring
and the watch
to wear because he didn't have a wedding ring.
Right.
Why'd she do that?
Because she wanted to help us out. She basically helped us buy the house. She bought his car, which was
I'm not talking about the wedding ring. Why would she give him the ring to wear?
Because she wanted him to have something of my side of the family's, because that's the only living heir I have on my mom's side of my family.
And she wanted Mr. Tucker to have it.
She wanted him to feel like family. And
so she gave him the ring.
Yes. That's my aunt's whole thing. She gives gifts of things that are important to the family to people that she wants to welcome into the family.
And she gave him the ring.
Mm-hmm. She wanted to have something to my uncle's.
But now you want it back.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, A, he's already broken the watch.
No. We're talking about the ring. Stay on the ring.
The ring? Because if he's not going to be part of my family, I see no reason that he should have a family heirloom. There's no reason. He was given to him in that we were a couple.
In condition that you stay married forever?
We were a couple. It was given to us as a couple.
No, now you're going us. You said it was given to him.
It was
now
handed to him, but she's my aunt.
Okay, but she gave it to him is what you said. What's your concept of the ring? How did you get it?
The ring was given to me to wear. The way I look at it, it was my wedding ring.
It was given to you to wear?
To wear for my wedding ring.
Was anything said other than when it was given to you?
When it was given to me, it was, she sent it with a letter, didn't she, in the mail?
No, we got it when we went to Jersey.
Well, when she gave it to me, I kept it to wear. When I got married, was to wear. And I'd like to keep it because it's my wedding ring. She gave it to me. It's a symbol to me to remind me that I was married and maybe I don't want to get married again.
Ring.
It was a symbol to you to remind you that you was married and lived with somebody for a month and discovered that you didn't like it. But you want to keep this symbol of marriage because it's so sentimental to you.
A wedding ring, Wendell. You have the one that we bought the same day that I bought my band that you bought yours. So why do you need my uncle's? You've already got the wedding ring that we put on during the ceremony.
What wedding ring that you put on during the ceremony? There was another one?
We bought one because that one didn't fit and we didn't have time to get it sized.
Yeah.
So we bought one.
So do you have another wedding ring?
Yeah.
It's on his keychain, if he hasn't pawned it.
Another wedding ring that your wife gave you?
Yes.
Well, why isn't that a symbol of the marriage?
That's the one he wore in the ceremony, too. That's the one he wore until the day he left.
Why isn't that a symbol of the marriage?
It is. I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know it was any difference. I thought it was the same wedding ring.
What about the watch?
It's on his wrist.
It's on my wrist.
Now, what's the story with the watch?
My uncle got it while he was serving in the war in Germany. He was a German soldier for Austria.
So how did Mr. Tucker get it?
My aunt gave it to him to wear because he didn't have a watch. My aunt gives people things. She's nuts. I mean,
Your aunt gives and you take.
I'm her only living relative. And she doesn't want me to wait until she dies to enjoy the things that she enjoyed in life.
Well, then she should have given you the watch.
But I'm not going to wear a man's watch. She gave it to him for good luck, and so he would have a nice watch to wear for our wedding and for our honeymoon. Because he was wearing, what were you wearing?
But
I
if
don't
your
even think
aunt
you had a
wanted
watch.
you to have her husband's watch.
She wants the watch back. If he's not going to be married to me, she wants the watch back.
That's what you say.
Yes.
But that's not what she says. You got a letter from her saying that?
No.
You got anything from her saying that?
She can't write, barely even sign her name.
So is your aunt talking to you?
It's me talking for my aunt.
All right, I've had enough. I'm going to take a break and make a decision.
When divorce court returns, the judge talks tough to Wendell and Nancy while rendering her verdict.
The moral of the story is know the person you marry before you marry and not after you marry.
And an update on the case of Melissa Sanford versus Carlton Sanford.
You hit her in the head 5 or 6 times with an iron?
Yes, I did. It wasn't 5 times, it was about 2 times.
Divorce court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce court is back in session as Wendell and Nancy, the wife he left after only 1 month of marriage, prepare to hear the verdict.
We're back in the matter of Wendell Tucker and Nancy Tucker. If I have to say anything about this marriage, is the moral of the story is know the person you marry before you marry and not after you marry. 1 month afterwards is not a time to assess what type of person this character the person has. You do that beforehand, Mr. Tucker. The moral of the story is, Mrs. Tucker, family heirlooms, you don't give them away. You keep them. But once you give them away, it's a gift. And your aunt gave it to him, not you. And you can't take it back. Now that you're not married to me, I want everything back that I gave you. If I were to award you that watch and ring, I'd start a bad precedent. You don't put conditions on it. Or as such, you say, as long as you're married to me, you can wear this. And say where. But once the marriage is over, give it back. But we can't start doing that in court and saying, in my opinion, I think it's a bad precedent to set because people would go into marriage with the wrong ideas, I believe. When you give somebody something, it should be sincerity, and it should be with the anticipation that they're going to keep it. That's the definition of gift. All right? So the ring and the watch is awarded to the husband. That's my order.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Melissa Sanford versus Carlton Sanford.
Why am I want to sleep with a man who is irresponsible and obviously had no respect for my feelings whatsoever?
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Melissa Sanford said her marriage to Carlton was filled with violence and she wanted a divorce.
Why am I want to sleep with a man who is irresponsible and obviously had no respect for my feelings whatsoever?
Carlton admitted that he had been abusive, but claimed that Melissa drove him to it.
You hit her in the head 5 or 6 times with an iron?
Yes, I did. It wasn't 5 times, it was about 2 times.
Oh, so since it was just 2 times, it really wasn't that bad?
Carlton was desperate to keep a picture of Jesus that he said Melissa's mother had given him. But the judge agreed with Melissa that this was an heirloom that should stay in her family.
I'm returning the picture to Mrs. Sanford. Her family has the right to decide what they want to do with it.
Since then, Melissa has started legal proceedings to get her name changed so that she can sever all ties to Carlton and move on with her life.
I have no problem with him keeping it. I mean, I agree somewhat with the verdict that it's not really fair to take something back, but I still think it's kind of not fair because, I mean, it was my uncle's.
It was my watch, and I felt that that's the way it should be.
It just basically meant I had a piece of my uncle because that's all that's left behind of my uncle.